welcome, revelers. This is Off the Rails, Right versus Left, the podcast that we do because we think the left is evil. I'm Rob B.
And I'm Brad Lee.
And I'm Brian G.
And we are Off the Rails, Right versus Left. Again, we're doing this show because we think everybody needs to know that the left is evil.
Classic.
Welcome, revelers. That's RVLERS, revelers. Welcome to our fans. I'm Rob B. With me, as always,
Brian G.
Yeah, but not always. Most of the time. Anyway, so we're the podcast that we do to let everybody know that the left is evil. And today, we're gonna do a little short segment. Brian, why don't you tell them about it?
Well, I had an idea of a segment where I just came up with things that were standing out as hypocrisy that you see all the time. And Rob came up with the hypocrisy hotspot. So it's just a quick segment. We're going to come up with something that just stands out to us. And today, of course, there's so many things we could talk about, but today we've come up with the one that's really just blaring in our face, which is hypocrisy with YouTube. This is one that we've been having some major issues with. So the people that love to listen to us and we're starting to get thousands of listeners. That's awesome. Thank you. Thousands of views. We are having issues with YouTube where they're blocking us and we can't actually even put anything new onto YouTube for a week?
Yep. So we got 4 more days left on our temporary ban.
Because we were, what was the reason they gave us?
Okay, so it actually kept changing. So initially they deleted our whole account and said that we were inciting violence. I disputed it. They rejected it, saying that we are cyberbullying. I pointed out to them that the show is based in Texas, that according to HB 20, they cannot ban us for political speech, and that there is no place in there anywhere that we have incited violence because we actively stand against violence of any sort for political purposes. It's counterproductive, so that we would never incite violence. But that was the excuse they gave. Then I should have loaded this up so I could put up the letters that they sent us. Anyway, so then they sent us a review. Now, mind you, this is 3 days ago. They sent us a review saying that they reviewed all of our they sent us a letter saying they reviewed all of our content and they found that our account does not violate their terms and conditions. None of our content is in violation of the terms and conditions. As soon as we're active again, we upload one show, and then they go back to our old content, the old content. And they flagged 2 of them. They flagged one of Brad's rants, saying that he was hate speech.
Wasn't it the one where he talked about Trump?
Yeah, and that's all he talked about. He talked about, don't blame Trump for the elections.
Yeah.
There was nothing even remotely close to being considered hate speech in that. He didn't even talk about any groups except for Republicans, and generally YouTube loves that shit.
Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that we're growing so fast and that we're getting close to monetization and starting to get the word out there a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely it. That's exactly it. We're approaching monetization, and they don't want to monetize another conservative platform or another conservative show. So yeah, so that's the first thing that happened, and it's absolutely ridiculous. The next thing, this whole thing is just a joke. Oh my god. Then they also flagged another one of the shows. Oh, I can't even remember the topic now, but they flagged another one of our shows, again saying bullying. Now the funny thing is, both the shows that they flagged were in the review that they already reviewed and said that none of our content violates the terms and conditions. Now, I
Rob,
mean,
what
there's
about
there's a couple segments where we go a little crazy, and I can almost see it. But we don't bully anybody because we don't target anybody. We definitely never incite violence. We don't engage in hate speech because none of us hate anybody except for communists and leftists. And this is America. You should. So, and then even the idea of hate speech is free, is protected for free speech as long as you're not inciting violence, which we don't. So even the concept of hate speech is ridiculous.
Well, and I think it wasn't it Democrats and the sex trade?
That's what it was. It was the Democrats sex trafficking. You're right.
Where we talked about
and
the
that was
open borders.
cyberbullying. The
Oh, we
only
talked
people
about
we
the open
talked bad
borders.
about were pedophiles.
Yeah.
Gang
Well, we
members.
talked about the open borders, how the Democrats keep saying that we're secure, and the open borders, and how them keeping the border open is keeping the sex trade going, and the drug trade, and the cartels coming across.
Right. And yet they were going on there and like trashing like Trump, saying that he was locking kids in cages, even though it turned out the cages were Biden's cages from when he was the VP and in charge of the border under Obama. So they were actually Biden's cages. And like, so all of the stuff is on YouTube. You got you still have videos of Muammar Gaddafi saying death to America. You've got the Ayatollah. You've got Hamas and Hezbollah chanting death to America. Yeah. Like you have all of these people like chanting death to America, and what?
It's but like they're still on there able to say whatever they want, inciting violence. I mean, they're saying death to America. Let's get out there and kill America. But yet it's okay for them to do it. But then we just talk about how open borders is allowing the sex trade to come across and letting drugs come across and letting the cartels come across, and that the Democrats keep saying that it's secure, but which is keeping us from actually securing it, which is allowing this to happen. But yet we're inciting hate speech because of stating the obvious.
Exactly. And yet when they actually allow people like Ibermix Candy and people like that, what was that guy's name? Well, I don't want to give his name. The guy that like hit the Christmas parade, all that. They had his content on there, and they didn't remove it for hate speech. And they were literally calling for violence against white people and for violence against, like basically everybody who wasn't from their ethnic group. So they obviously have no problem with hate speech. They have no problem with incitement of violence. But what they do have a problem with is that our show is conservative, and it's hypocrisy. They'll allow anybody to say anything as long as they're pushing the leftist agenda.
Amen. All of these tech firms are so hypocritical. I mean, they talk about free speech and allowing people to get ideas out there, but yet if it doesn't agree specifically with their ideals, then it's not free speech. It's wrong. And you see that Elon is talking about, Apple has talked about banning Twitter from their Apple store.
Yeah, absolutely.
And DeSantis just came out. I was just reading an article. DeSantis was saying that if Apple does do what Elon is talking about, that Congress should get involved. You still there, Rob? I can't hear a word you're saying right now, Rob. But I can't hear you, Rob. Normally, I would disagree with government getting involved. Rob, I can't hear you. Normally, I disagree with the government getting involved with something like this, but how far do you let it go before we actually do something? And the average person like Rob or I or Brad, they're not going to listen to anything we have to say. I mean, we could throw in a lawsuit and through the Texas courts and say, well, YouTube, you're banning us for no reason. But how far is that going to get us? When do you finally say, okay, Congress needs to get involved to stop some of this stuff from happening. I mean, Elon spent $44 billion to buy this company. He's scraping by trying to get it to be profitable. And Rob, you've said that Elon isn't totally open free speech because of some of the stuff he's come up with, which I don't totally disagree with you, but at least he's trying.
Yeah, well, and he's taking account. He's taking accountability, and it is a private company.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he's saying, I'm editing.
Yeah.
Which means he could stuff.
He's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I believe that like free speech is absolute, and it kind of bothers me that he said he's a free speech absolutist, and then he's not free speeching.
Yeah. Yeah, there's things that he's doing that you disagree with, which he's talked about getting a council put together that'll actually talk about how to do this and have the free speech open without going too far. Without, there are certain laws about free. I mean, free speech is not 100% free. There are certain things you can't say and can't do.
Right. So you remove that content. Yeah. And then you have a discussion with the person. You give them the opportunity to edit the content by telling them exactly where they violated the policy.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I mean, while what Alex Jones said was disgusting and offensive, nobody has a right to not be offended. Okay. So like Alex Jones, disgusting human being in a lot of ways, batshit crazy in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, and that's why he's not allowed on any of the platforms, but he should be allowed because some of the stuff he said is true, not about what he's being sued for right now.
Well, I mean, to take him off the platform, could they like put a banner on there saying we believe he's batshit crazy, but he has the right to say what he wants?
Yeah.
Something along that line.
Yeah, I mean, a disclaimer, something. But the idea of just like pulling people off and taking away their free speech, completely against it, and it's ultimate hypocrisy because nobody on the left is ever removed for anything ever.
Yeah, I don't know any leftist that's been censored.
Exactly.
That's been blocked. It's always conservative. It's always the conservatives.
That's all. Anyways,
are we wrapping up here, Rob?
Huh?
Are we wrapping up? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a little short snippet, but yeah, I definitely I mean, and it's not just there. I mean, it's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's Twitter, and look how they tried to push Spotify into censoring Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that's the left. They want people gone. They want to control the flow of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. They want to control the flow of information because the goal is uniparty rule. And all these tech companies are backing them up. Yeah. Well, but look at what they're trying to do to Twitter. They're trying to find ways to get him shut down.
Yeah. I mean, talking about how Twitter is, I mean, even Elon's talked about bankruptcy is an option out there, but he's hoping to avoid it. But they're talking about how, well, YouTube's dead. YouTube's going to die. There's nothing, everybody's leaving YouTube. They're not giving them any time to try to get this worked out. So they want him.
Yeah, it's what they want to do. It's what they're hoping for. It's what they're praying for, and they're dreaming about it.
Yeah. So wrapping up, I just want to say this, the whole point of this segment is to get out hypocrisy and to, point out hypocrisy where we see it and try to get you guys to make comments. Tell us where we're wrong. Tell us where you agree with us. Send emails. There's our website down on the bottom here. It'll be coming through right here. Send us an email. Tell us that we're a bunch of idiots and we don't know what we're talking about. I don't care. Just send us an email. Send us comments.
Comment, subscribe.
Subscribe, like. Man, we are growing so fast. Rob every day is telling me, oh my God, I can't believe how fast we're growing. This is unbelievable.
And the number of views we're getting is insane. Like thousands of people have listened to us. Like 1,000 people keep coming back. Like it's just
we've been blocked on YouTube for 4 days, not able to put any new content, and we're still growing like crazy.
Yeah, like it's insane, and like they appreciate how we're trying to like bring stuff to them, I guess.
Yeah, but, just average guys talking about not a career politician or something, trying to, we're just average guys.
Yeah, neither one of us are political pundits. We're just dudes who have to live in this fascist, Nazi, leftist hellscape that the Democrats are trying to build.
Yeah, and we hate where we see this place going, and it's something we want our kids to be able to live in. And with the direction it's going now, I don't know if I want my kids living here. So we need to stop it and back it up.
Exactly. So YouTube, stop censoring. Stop it.
Amen.
Stop being the blue tube. Everybody, stop censoring. Okay.
Yeah.
The best way to get rid of bad ideas is to allow them to be out there so they can be exposed and they can be destroyed by the light of day. And that's it. Free speech is absolute. You let people overcome free speech the way they need to, which is with truth.
Well, and if you disagree with the stuff and you think they're wrong, then put a link on there. Go into another posting that tells them why they're
wrong. Because they've been doing that bullshit with fake fact checks this whole time.
I know, but it's
like
fake.
Just leave it alone.
But at least
leave it alone. Don't let people turn off the comments, and let the commentators, like the commenters, the people watching the show, let them bring the facts to the table and overcome it. Because I tell you what, anybody who takes any interest into a show reads the comments, because that's the first thing I always do.
Amen.
So anyways, also guys, going forward, we're going to be really reserved when we're recording stuff that's going to be on YouTube, but on all the shows, when we get past like the 15, 20 or 30 minute mark, we're going to kick the show over. We're going to turn off the Rumble stream or the YouTube stream, and we are going to kick over directly to we're on. Okay, so this is a lot. We are on Twitter, so just search Off the Rails, Right versus Left. You'll find us. We're on Facebook. We have a page. Just do Right versus Left. That's the name of the page. We're broadcasting on LinkedIn. We're broadcasting on DLive. We're broadcasting on we're broadcasting so many places I can't even remember all of them now. Rumble, YouTube.
At this point, if they stream it, we're probably on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting there, and now through Rumble, we're on Vimeo now too. So we're on 9 different platforms. But make sure you go to one of the free speech platforms. We're trying to get streaming to Pilled, but they pick and choose who goes on there. So fingers crossed.
Well, guys, if you come up with any other streaming services that you don't see us on, let us know, and we can see about getting linked on there. So just let us know. Send us an email, comment, whatever.
Absolutely. And you guys have a great night. Like, comment, subscribe.
Good night. Thanks, guys.